So a quick one, I'll be teaching you guys how you can use your EQ to EQ your vocal. So I'm using F6 stereo. It's a wave plugin. So you can actually use your FabFilter, or you can use your stock EQ plugin like GEQ, GQ16, GQ32. But for this class, I'll just be using this F6 stereo. So let me play the vocal so you listen to it.
He'll never let me down. I put my faith in Jesus.
Now if you listen to this vocal is a well recorded vocal. So if you want to get a smooth job or a clean mix, you have to record. You need a very good microphone, and you need a very good vocalist, because if you have a good microphone and a bad vocalist, it's going to affect your mix. So the first thing, you have a good mic and a good vocalist. So that's that. So I'm using my F6 EQ. So first thing I want to do is to remove those rumbleness from the vocal. So from that, you normally get that rumbleness from 50 to 150 hertz. Yes. So I'm trying to remove those rumbleness from the vocal. Okay, I'm on. Let me just remove 140. Or let's just remove 143. Yes, 143. Let's play the vocal and see.
Jesus, my anchor to the ground, my hope and firm foundation. He'll never.
You guys listen to the vocal, right? So after taking out from 50 hertz to 140 something, you could listen to how clean the vocal is sounding, removing the rumbleness from it. So let me take this, let me take it to 1.5K and see. You can see, right? It has taken out the body of the vocal. So you don't want to do much. Just always remove from, let's just say, I normally do 140. Yes, 140. So let's just put this on 139. Let's put on 146. 146 is fine. So there are certain frequencies that are responsible for one, muddiness, boxiness, on key, and harshness, which is sibilance. So from 200 to 500 hertz, you have your muddiness there, and you don't want that. You always want to remove the muddiness. Then from 700 to 1.5K, where you have your on keyness, and from 5K to 8K, you have your sibilance and harshness. While from 10K to 20K, you have the air, which you will always want to boost, or sometime you cut. So now let's search our 200 to 500 hertz for muddiness. 200 to 500 hertz. So this, let's sweep around.
I put my faith in Jesus, my anchor to the ground, my hope and firm foundation. He'll never let me down. I put my faith in Jesus, my anchor to the ground.
So around 385, right? No, 387. That's where we found our muddiness. So what we want to do now is to reduce, but not too much. Not too much. I don't really have a principle of how much I'm supposed to reduce, because it's always good to work with your ears. So sometimes you can just remove like 3 to 4 dB, sometimes 1, sometimes 2. You just remove what sits. So if you remove 2 and it sits with the instrument, then you're good to go. So let me just remove 3 and see.
My hope and firm foundation, he'll never let me down.
You can hear that, right?
I put my
Now,
faith.
Let me off the EQ so you guys listen to the vocal again. So without
in Jesus,
without EQ,
my anchor to the ground,
with your EQ,
my hope and firm foundation.
you can listen to that, right? So the next thing we are going to look out for is your boxiness between 400 to 800 hertz. So 400 to 800 hertz. Let's see. Let's play vocal.
He'll never let me down. I put my faith in Jesus.
You can hear this, right?
Anchor
Let's
to
solo.
the ground.
You see, this is a very bad frequency. So you want to bring it down a little. You want to bring down a little. Yup, I think that's fine.
He'll never let me down.
You can hear that, right? So it is helping the vocal to cut through the mix. Yes, it's helping the vocal to cut through the mix. So first thing is taking out low cut from 50 to 140, 145, and taking out modiness 200 to 500, and taking out 400 to 800 for boxiness. Then we have one other frequency from 700 to 1.5k, which is responsible for the nasal or on key, as if the person is singing with his dog. Yes, that's what we want to look for now. So 700 to 1.5. 700 to 1.5. So let's play the vocal. You can hear it, right? Let's move around.
My anchor to the ground.
You can hear that, right?
My hope.
So that's what's responsible for that. More hope, and so you want to bring that down at least for 2.8 decibel. Now without the EQ, with the EQ, it's sounding so warm, taking out those modiness. Then we have from 5 to 8k for harshness. 5 to 8k. So let's go to 5 to 8k. Let's take out some unwanted frequencies. 5 to 8k. 5 to 8k. Let's see. Let's play now.
Jesus, my anchor to.
See that, right? 5 to 8k. Let's sweep around. This particular frequency is not good at all, so we want to bring it down to about 2 decibel. So yeah, let's let me increase the vocal a little.
To the ground. My hope and firm foundation.
Without the EQ.
He'll never let me
with EQ.
I put my faith in Jesus.
So one thing about EQ in your vocal, you just need to have those 50 to 150 hertz for the rumbleness, 200 to 500 for modiness, 400 to 800 boxiness, 700 to 1.5 for nasal, and 5.8k for sibilant and harshness. So once you can put these numbers inside, once you have those numbers inside any vocal you have, you just need to find those certain frequency. You know, from here, from 200 to 500 is responsible for your modiness. So you sweep around 200 to 500 and find it, you bring it down. You move again to 400 to 800 for boxiness, you sweep, you find. So that's just all for the class. Thank you guys for joining.